What's up, doers? It's your boy Happy Chappy here. Look at on this video, we're going to show you how to do a mob transferring system. Now this can be used for both villagers and hostile mobs if you want to. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so the items that you're going to need are pretty straightforward. So you're going to need a sticky piston, a regular piston, about a half stack of builder blocks, some powered rails, some regular rails, a single activator rail, 2 detector rails, 2 repeaters, a dispenser, some minecarts, about a quarter stack of redstone torches to power the powered rails, some redstone as well, so probably about a half stack, a button of some kind, 2 tripwire hooks, a single piece of string, and then if you're going to turn this into a fully automatic system, well, you're going to need a sand, cactus, and then some about 4 or 5 hoppers as well too. So the first thing you're going to do is basically get your mobs in some sort of boxed in area like this, and then in the bottom corner of the box here, what you're going to do is place down a solid block like that. And then what you're going to do is place down 3 powered rails in a row and then power them. What I like to do is dig down underneath the rails and then place a redstone torch underneath it and then fill the hole back in. Okay, as you can see, all the rails are now powered. And then what we're going to do is dig about a 4 long trench here, put a dispenser in the first hole that we dug out there, and then add another power rail on top of it with a regular rail going down into the hole there. Next, what you're going to do is right here on the rail going down just after the dispenser there, what you're going to do is go back 1 block and place down a sticky piston, and then put a block in front of that sticky piston so that way it looks like that. Then you're going to put another block behind it with a repeater, and then 2 redstone signals going all the way into the glass or whatever, just like that. Then what you're going to do is put a block there in the center. Then put your redstone torch here on the back side, and it should power the redstone signal, activating the piston and then blocking the rail system here. You can see everything is still intact. And next what you're going to do is you're going to come over 3 blocks, so 1, 2, 3, and place down another 2 blocks up just like that. Then you're going to grab your tripwire and you're going to place it down on those blocks up there with a single piece of string in the center. And once you go through that string, as you can see, it activates the system here and the piston gets out of the way. Next, all you're going to do is dig this part out here and fill this dispenser here with your minecarts. Okay, once you have done that, you can put a switch onto this, so you can either put it on the side there, put a block up here with a switch on it, or do it on the inside like that. Okay, so we put down our switch, and now that is it. That is the first part of your system done. Now all you have to do is connect this rail up here to wherever you are going to send your villagers. So let's say it is an iron farm, just connect your rail system up to there and you are good to go. Okay, and now all you have to do is basically hit your switch here. What's going to happen is it's going to fire a minecart out from the dispenser there onto the rail. Because it has this block here on the back side, it's going to push the minecart this way, collect your villager. Your villager is going to trip this wire here, which is going to activate the system and allow them through and off to their destination. So, as you can see, we press, it collects, and then sends the villager off to wherever. I just didn't finish the rail system here, but yeah, you guys get it. Okay, and that is that system done there. So as you can see, it is set up and working. Now we're going to talk about how to get the villagers out of the minecart. So what you're going to do is basically come to the end of wherever your system is. So let's say you're over top of an iron farm there, or you just have like a little holding cell that you want to put your villagers in. Okay, here's what you're going to do is you're basically going to run your rails down to wherever you want your villagers. So let's say you want them to come all the way down here, right? Here's what you're going to do. You're going to run just a few regular rails with no power or anything going to them, just like that. And then what you're going to do is place down an activator rail, another regular rail, and then a detector rail. In between here where the regular rail is, so we have the activator and then the detector, what you're going to do is you're going to place down 3 blocks behind it, like that, okay? Then you're going to put your piston on top with your repeater going into the back side of that piston. Then you're going to grab some redstone and bring it down and run it into the detector rail there. And then you have to power this activator rail. So what you're going to do is just place down a redstone torch like that, and your system is done. Okay, so let's power these rails here. We'll connect everything up to where it needs to be. Okay, so let's say you have your area for where you need your villagers or whatever to go to. Okay, we'll extend this out so that way the rails can continue on. What's going to happen is when we press this switch here, okay, a villager will be collected. He's going to come down through the system, and when he hits the activator rail, what ends up happening is the activator rail actually knocks the villagers out of the minecart. Okay, the minecart then runs over the detector rail here, which sends a signal out to the piston, and then the piston pushes the villager into the hole here. So let's see that again. Okay, so we press the button, the minecart collects a villager, the villager comes down, gets pushed out of the cart because of the activator rail, triggers the system, and then pushes them into the thing here. Okay, now let's say you have an area here where you do store the villagers and you want to keep them away from the villager breeder or whatever it is. This is all you have to do, is basically take your rails here and connect them back and around, and then bring them back towards the breeding system here. And what you are going to do is basically dig out a little Z pattern like this, remove your switch for the activation here, and then what you're going to do is run your hoppers from the dispenser there all the way over to this spot here, then remove this block, place down your piece of sand, then place your cactus on top of it. You can make it however many high you want, and then next what you're going to do is you're going to come over here to where this dispenser is with the regular rail in front of it, and what you want to do next is basically remove this rail here and put a detector rail down. It should go up on an angle like that, and then all you have to do is just put down your repeater again to connect the entire system up, and you are good to go. Make sure this thing here is full of minecarts. It does not matter how many are in there. Okay, we're going to put some water in here to make sure that it can collect a villager every time, so we will go like that. Okay, so we have placed down some water so that way the villagers are all being funneled towards this corner, and all we have to do is hit this switch once and you will see that this system is fully automatic. So we go like that. When the villager passes over the detector rail there, another cart is fired and the system is ready to go. So as you can see, the villagers all get dropped off in their home, the minecarts make their way around, get collected here by the hopper and cactus system, and then your system is fully automatic. So as you can see, we can just continue to dump villagers in here. And the system just keeps on going. The only time the system will pause is when it gets to a baby villager like this. But once the baby villager grows up into an adult, it will trigger the tripwire there, which will activate the system and allow everybody to go through. Okay, now this section here can be built up in the air. It can be built lower down underground if you want to. You know, all you have to do is just basically make it so that your minecarts, you know, repeat that process over there like we did in the corner with the powered rails and the minecarts, and then you can send these villagers off. Or you can skip this part if you want to and just completely manually do the system, so completely forget about the detector rail that's down there and just manually send them off like we first talked about. Okay, now the same system works for zombies as well too. Now we do have this set up in the manual orientation, so there is no detector rail down there. So if all we do is hit this switch here, what's going to happen is a minecart will activate and the zombie will get collected. Now if you are doing like a little collection room like this using the activator rail, what you have to do with these zombies is set it up a little differently. So what you want to do is put 3 pistons side by side, put the activator rail in front of the detector rail there, and then power it somehow, and then run your redstone signal up to all 3 pistons, and then delay these first 2 ones here. Now as you will see, if I hit the switch here, okay, the zombie is collected. You may want to do this at nighttime. He gets through the system and then pushed into the hole. For some reason when these zombies hit the activator rail here, what ends up happening is they end up getting released on the block behind it, so that's why I have that block there to kind of hold them in as they do get out, and then this final piston here pushes them off. So you may be able to get away with just setting up the single piston here at the back with the block there, and then the same orientation with the activator switch and the detector rail, but just have it come around and then fire to that one single piston. But like I said, it is more efficient if you just set it up with the 3 pistons side by side. So again, if we just hit the switch, the zombie is collected as you can see. He gets sent down the system here. Okay, and there you have it, you guys. That is the mob transferring system. So you have the manual way, where you just select the button there, or press the button there, and it sends the villagers off. You have the fully automatic way, where the villagers are collected, sent off into a collection pit here. The minecarts are then driven back to main headquarters here and collected by the system, which makes it a constant and ongoing system as long as villagers are in there. And then you have the zombie one as well. So you can see it collects the zombies, sends them down the cart here, they get tripped by the rail, and then the system is activated. Like I said, it's pretty easy to build. This is definitely something that you guys can use in your worlds. It's pretty effective, pretty constant, and yeah, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll definitely catch you on the next video. Okay? Peace.